Similarly to the last video topic, this one is always fun to look at after each season gets underway. As we all know, being a goaltender is no easy task, especially in the NHL. Throughout each campaign, however, it becomes increasingly evident which masked men have risen to the occasion and those that have fallen behind into mediocrity in the crease. We'll be going over things such as save percentage, goals against averages, and of course, the overall team dynamic as well. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly mention that this video is sponsored by MyBookie for when you want to bet with the best. And with that, here are the top 5 worst NHL goalies of the 2021-2022 season thus far. For the longest time playing in Ohio's capital city, there were two very capable goalies in Joonas Korpisalo and Elvis Merzlikins, whose futures were uncertain between the pipes, as both Tandys for a hot minute remained unsigned. Therefore, for many, it was possible that CBJ could decide to ultimately move on from either netminder. But earlier prior to the current season commencing, it quickly became clear as to which goalie the Jackets had the most faith in, as Merzlikins was signed to a 5-year extension. With that being said, it's very possible that the whole turn of events has tainted Korpisalo's talents as well, as number 70, within his first 6 games played on the season, hasn't measured up to his goalie partner in the slightest. Currently sporting a below 900 save percentage with a .894 and a goals against average of 3.63, Korpisalo's future, sadly, is shaping up to play out elsewhere. And yes, 6 games can be a small sample size, but keep in mind here that this trend has been following the netminder, as he actually finished with the exact same 8.94 save percentage after appearing in 33 contests for the 2020-21 season. During last offseason, the Dallas Stars definitely caused many NHL fans to begin to question their decision-making, as they decided to bring in Braden Holtby from Vancouver in order to somehow support Anton Khudobin and the Jake Oettinger tandem, and that's without a healthy Ben Bishop, mind you. Well, after having a strong start to the season, Holtby has been sidelined, which has left the net open to Oettinger and Khudobin to man. One could say, thus far anyways, the two Tandys have been close to night and day as far as performance is concerned, while Oettinger currently has the best goals against average and save percentage league-wide. Khudobin, unfortunately, is on the opposite end of the spectrum, as after 7 games played for Dallas, the Russian Tandy has recorded a .873 save percentage and a 3.73 goals against average. Therefore, with Ben Bishop's return on the horizon for the Stars, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how Khudobin fits in between the pipes in the Lone Star State. When Ottawa brought in 2-time Stanley Cup champ Matt Murray into Canada's capital, they were hoping that the goaltender would become an integral part of the rebuild for Ottawa. Well, at this point in time, one could definitely surmise that Murray hasn't quite earned his keep at $6.25 million a season. Yes, Ottawa struggled last season immensely, and still isn't considered a cup contender. But let's not forget, Murray was also already struggling in Pittsburgh, as he finished with a below .900 save percentage in his final season in the Berg. So, after a disastrous debut season with Ottawa, Murray, after 5 starts, is still looking for his first win in the crease. Currently sporting a .897 save percentage and over a 3 goals against average, it's beginning to look like Philip Gustafsson might be becoming the go-to guy for the Sens moving forward. Turkey Day is here, and at MyBookie, they're giving you plenty of reasons to be thankful, starting with a $250 risk-free bet on Thursday afternoon when the Dallas Cowboys host the Las Vegas Raiders. Bet the spread between the Raiders and the Cowboys at MyBookie. When you win, you win. And if you don't, MyBookie will refund you up to $250. Simply put, you can't lose this bet. And that's what I call no risk, all gravy. Before you get your wager in, set yourself up for success by doubling your first deposit when using my promo code AlyssaHope at MyBookie. That's promo code AlyssaHope to double your initial deposit all the way up to $1,000. So you won't need to break the wishbone to be the one to come out ahead. Feast risk-free on today with MyBookie, and make sure to stick around for seconds as they gear up for what should be a fun Black Friday with tons of odds boosts that will have your belly and your pockets full. Most importantly, from me to you, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. reportedly on the trade block in NYC is Russian Tandy Alex Gorgiev. After the emergence of Igor Shesterkin in the crease, Gorgiev has been deemed the odd man out for the Rangers. With a current save percentage of .858, which is the league's 4th worst, mind you, and the 5th worst goals against average with a 4.08, there's no question that Gorgiev has entered the season with a struggle. As trade rumors continue to swirl around number 40, it'll be interesting to see if his numbers will attract any potential suitors, and if once moved hypothetically, he can turn his game around for the better. After being a Vezina finalist while sporting a .922 save percentage and a 1.95 goals against average, Grubauer finished out his final season with Colorado with a bang. But unfortunately, after failing to reach an agreement with the Avalanche last offseason and scoring a fresh 6-year, $35 million contract with the Kraken, Grubauer has struggled immensely with Seattle. Now obviously, yes, he switched teams, Seattle's a new franchise, etc, etc. Okay, the team was never expected to take off like Vegas once did. But even still, when you're being paid a hefty sum of $5.9 million a season, more is definitely expected of you regardless. Following 18 games played thus far for the Kraken, well, the numbers pretty much speak for themselves, as Grubauer currently has a .882 save percentage and a 3.18 goals against average. Yes, it is still relatively early in the season, so hopefully the German Tandy can turn things around. But despite the optimism, most of us, considering the season he had last campaign, didn't foresee such a dramatic drop-off for Grubauer to begin with.